Hey, what's going on everybody? Jason here and welcome back to another Warzone video. Today I'm going to be covering Operation Nightmare as part of the hunting event for both Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone. In Operation Nightmare, there are 6 different events for you to complete. 5 of them are boss fights and 1 of them is completely optional. The optional part of this operation are the evil spirits. This is because the evil spirits are scattered around Mazrah and it's completely RNG focused. So thankfully this is completely optional, but why is this particular event optional? Well, you only need to complete 5 out of the 6 events during Operation Nightmare to unlock the Bloody Mess blueprint for the BAS P SMG. So in this video, I'm going to be walking you through each of the 5 different boss fights around Mazrah. You can do this in either regular Battle Royale or in DMZ. However, I would recommend that you do this in DMZ, because in my opinion, I think you'll have a better chance completing these events in DMZ. There will be no gas regularly closing in on you like there is in the Battle Royale playlists. The gas won't close in on you until the very end of the game on DMZ, so as you're playing DMZ, there won't be any sections of the map locked off by the gas. But anyways, without further ado, let's jump into Operation Nightmare. Starting with the UFO, which is located at the Sawa Village coastline. Head to the rocky cliffs by the coast and you will see a glowing blue orb in the sky. Shoot this orb until the orb splits into 3 different pieces. Now there should be 3 flying orbs floating around. The orbs will do damage to you by shooting lasers at you and your squad. And once again, you have to shoot at these floating blue orbs until they are destroyed. Once all 3 of the blue orbs are destroyed, the UFO will spawn in. And for people who are fans of Infinite Warfare Zombies, you might recognize this UFO as the UFO from Zombies in Spaceland. The UFO, just like the floating blue orbs from before, will attack you with lasers. And once again, shoot the UFO until it explodes. When the UFO explodes, it will drop yet another blue orb. This time you can pick it up. What you need to do now is take this blue orb over to the cargo ship that's in the sinkhole right next to the coast. When you pick up the blue orb, you won't be able to use any of your weapons because you're carrying the orb. Think of it like in the Zombies map Revelations, where you're holding the summoning key and you can't use your weapons there. Take this object to the cargo ship, and on the deck of the ship you will see a portal. Place the orb in the portal and you will have completed the UFO event. It's worth keeping in mind that there are enemies on the cargo ship, so be careful, especially because you can't use your weapon. But anyways, once you complete this event, you are then rewarded with valuable loot. Moving on, we have the Butcher. In order to find the Butcher, you need to find the summoning altar. There are 4 different spawn locations for this altar. These locations are Zarqwa Hydroelectric, Zaya Observatory, Mazrah City, and Al Saman Cemetery. In my game, I happen to have it at the Zaya Observatory. Walk up to one of the pillars to start the ritual. When the ritual is initiated, zombies will start to spawn in, and you have to wait for the red line to connect from one pillar to the next. And you need to do this a total of 5 times. That way the red lines on the ground draw a pentagram. When the pentagram is drawn and the ritual is complete, a portal will show up. Enter the portal and you are transported to hell. Once in this boss fight arena, the Butcher will spawn in and there will also be zombies for you to combat. It is also worth noting that as you're fighting the Butcher, the portal is open to other enemy operators in the area, so it's very likely that an enemy team can enter the portal and then take you out as you're trying to take down the Butcher. So make sure you're keeping an eye on the portal. All you have to do is shoot the Butcher until he dies. The Butcher has some pretty strong attacks, so definitely watch out and don't get too close. But eventually you will do enough damage and defeat the Butcher. Upon killing the Butcher, he will drop a ton of souls, which is what you need for the haunting event to redeem your rewards. In addition, he drops his meat cleaver, which can be sold at a buy station for $66,600. Also, for you fans of Diablo, if you connect your Activision account to Diablo 4, you unlock a new item for you to use in Diablo 4. Lastly, don't stay in hell too long, because the longer you stay there, the more damage you'll take, so make sure you enter the portal and return to Mazrah. Next up is the Swamp Creature. The Swamp Creature can be found at the Mawize marshlands. This particular boss fight is strange because I've seen this initiated a couple of different ways. The way that my squad and I spawned in the Swamp Creature was simply showing up to the marshlands. However, I've also seen footage of other players ransacking the egg sacs around the marshlands and picking up a golden tiara. You then take the tiara to this yellow summoning circle and that's how you spawn in the Swamp Creature, but that didn't happen in my game. No matter what happens in your game, the Swamp Creature will spawn in and then you have to shoot it. And it's as simple as that. Once the Swamp Creature is defeated, the Swamp Creature will also drop a ton of souls and some valuable items. Although, when you do kill the Swamp Creature, 2 more will spawn in. However, you only need to kill the first one for it to count for this event. Why is that the case? I'm not entirely sure, but in my opinion, I think this Swamp Creature boss fight is the weirdest one out of them all. But anyways, next up is the Pharaoh. The Pharaoh can be found at the upper left-hand corner of the map at the Oasis. When you make it to that part of the map, you will see an excavation site and you'll be able to walk into a tomb. Tread carefully because there are enemy soldiers in the tomb. You will see that there are two types of enemy soldiers, those that have glowing yellow heads and those that have glowing red heads. What you need to do is kill the soldiers with the red glowing head so that they drop a red skull. You need to collect all of these red skulls and take them to the Pharaoh's sarcophagus deep into the tomb. You will see that on the sarcophagus itself that there are slots for you to insert each of the red skulls. Once you have placed the red skulls where they belong, the Pharaoh will pop out of the sarcophagus. The Pharaoh has some pretty strong attacks, and if you're not careful, he can do a finishing move on you. In addition, more enemy soldiers will spawn in, so definitely stay aware. And all you have to do, just like the other boss fights, is shoot the Pharaoh until he dies. When you defeat the Pharaoh, he will also drop a bunch of valuable items, including the haunted box, which is basically a mimic. When you deploy the haunted box, you get a unique animation, and then it drops a ton of ammo for you. So if you need to regain and restock up on ammo, this is a good item to have. Last but certainly not least, we have the Ghost Train. And no shocker here, the Ghost Train can be found on the train tracks of Mazrah. For this particular event, you have to board the train and steal the heart of the train. Be careful when you board the train. Oftentimes, there are enemy players using the train as transportation, or if the weapons case happens to be on the Ghost Train, players will definitely try to go for that. So keep your eyes peeled for enemy players when you board the train. When you make your way into the train cars, be very careful because there are traps everywhere. Proximity mines, claymores, and sentry turrets litter all of these train cars, so definitely be careful. However, there are no bots on the train, so at least you don't have to worry about that. As you're going through the train, make sure you loot all of the loot chests because in one of these chests you'll have a chance to find the heat-resistant key. This key will have 3 different uses and you'll be able to unlock some chests at the front of the train. So when you do make your way to the front of the train, you will notice a ton of loot chests and an altar. You can use that key to unlock any 3 locked chests that are in this portion of the train. After you're done plundering the train, approach the altar and take the heart from the altar. And that's it for the Ghost Train. A portal will then spawn in behind you that you can enter, and once you do enter that portal, it will launch you into the sky, making you exit the train. Upon completing your 5th and final boss fight, whatever that might be in your game, you will receive a pop-up on screen letting you know that you have unlocked the Bloody Mess blueprint for the BAS P. This blueprint is pretty damn good in multiplayer, and it looks pretty cool as well. A fitting blueprint just in time for Halloween. Anyways guys, that is it for this guide on Operation Nightmare as part of the haunting event for Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone. To be honest, I had a ton of fun with this event, but what do you guys think about Operation Nightmare? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. If you found this guide to be comprehensive, straight to the point, and useful, leave a like and subscribe if you're a brand new viewer. And with that said, have a fantastic rest of your day or night depending on where you are in this crazy world, and I'll see you guys next time.